Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Pranamam to all blessed souls. We were trying to see the meaning of the third mantra of Isavasyopanishad. In the first two mantras, the Rishi has told us what attitude is to be taken and how the action has to be engaged in by us in our lives. God should be seen as enveloping the entire universe. This is the attitude of knowledge that we should adopt. And then, as far as the action is concerned, karma is concerned, we have to act in a desireless manner without our eye on the reward of the action. If we do not do that and disregard Atman, then what happens has also been described. This has been described in mantra 3. If we are killers of the self, we will go into worlds which are completely enveloped in darkness. If we do not want to go to those worlds, what should we be doing? We should be contemplating on the self. We should have self-knowledge. To have self-knowledge, we should be ready to contemplate on the self. And to enable us do that, the Rishi tries to explain what is Atma, what is Brahman. And the Rishi is fully aware that he is trying to explain something which is beyond the description of words. It has been very famously said in different ways in the Upanishads that yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. This is the only way Brahman can be described. We try to reach there through our intellectual powers, through our mental abilities, and then we try to describe it. The word goes there, tries to get to that destination, and then fully realizing that words cannot paint it, describe it, the word comes back with mind and intellect. Fully realizing this, the Rishi speaks in a poetic language. And very often when we speak in poetic language, we will have to resort to what would be seemingly contradictions. About Brahma, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say that in the entire world, there is only one thing which cannot be contaminated by the Uchishta state. When we eat something and we leave a little bit of that as a leftover, that is Uchishta. When something comes into the contact of lips, tongue, teeth or saliva, it's called Uchishta. One thing in the world cannot be made Uchishta, that is Brahman, meaning it cannot be described through words. It has to be intuitively understood. And to enable us understand it intuitively, the Rishi adopts a very poetic kind of language. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa also used to say, generally about Brahman, it is said, we can reach there by the neti process. We say, this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman, that is not Brahman, na iti, na iti. This is not this, not this, not this, not this. And Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, suppose we have to get on to a terrace. We have to take the stairs. Suppose we have 10 stairs. Standing on the first rung, we say, this is not my destination, not this. Then we go on to the second one. Then we say, not this. Then we climb onto the third rung and then step, and then we say, this is not my destination, not this. Like that, we negate everything and then reach the terrace. Once we reach the terrace, and then when we look back, we understand that the terrace is made up of the same kind of concrete and cement out of which the stairs also have been made. And then you can, from the terrace you can come down and then go up. Thus, the process would be neti, neti, na iti in the beginning, and later, after realization, it would be iti, iti. This is it, this is it, this is it. Seeing Brahman in everything. So we will have to sometimes adopt a language of contradiction to understand that. This is what the Rishi does here. The Rishi in the 4th stanza says like this. The mantra, the 4th mantra goes like this. Anejadekam manaso javiyo nainaddeva apnuvan purvamashat tadhavato jnanatyedi tishtat tasminnapo madarishva dadhati. Full of contradictory expressions, all leading to the understanding of Brahman. To the extent it could be understood, it has to be intuitively known, and we have to be that. There's no question of knowing it. We have to be that. That knowledge itself is Brahman. It is not knowing something, it is being knowledge, being that. Anejat. The root ajra means to shake. Anejat. Not shaking, not having movement, which doesn't move, motionless. That is what Brahman is. Brahman is all pervasive. It is omnipresent. For a movement or a shaking or a motion, there should be a space into which the movement can take place. When something pervades the entire space, there's no question of movement. Anejat, ekam. It is the one and only thing that exists. Nothing else. There is no second to it. There is no second one to it. Not in the sense of being unparalleled or incomparable. It is unparalleled. It is incomparable. But when we say that it is the one and only thing, we we mean that it is the only thing that exists. Anejat, ekam, because everything is permeated through and through by Brahman, and only Brahman exists. If we see diversities, if we see multiplicities, if we see a large number of things, then be sure that these are all projections superimposed on Brahman. Actually, Brahman only exists. Anejat ekam manaso javiyo. It is faster than the mind. Initially, it was mentioned that it is motionless. Here, the Rishi says it is faster than the mind. We cannot, in the normal course, think of a thing which is faster than the mind. The mind has the greatest speed on earth. There is a famous story in Mahabharata where Dharmaraja, who has come in the guise of a yaksha, put certain questions to Yudhishthira. A series of questions in the form of riddles. And Yudhishthira answers all these correctly, perfectly, and Dharmaraja is pleased. One of the questions is, what is the fastest thing on earth which has got the greatest speed? Yudhishthira says, the mind. This was true. Actually, the question was, what is swifter than wind? Because those days, wind was considered to be having the greatest speed. Now, with the improvements, developments in science and technology, as well as knowledge of the various phenomenal processes, we know that there are ever so many other things which are faster than wind. But then, even today, there is nothing that can beat mind as far as speed is concerned. So here, knowing that the mind will continue to be the fastest thing on earth, sitting here, in one split second, we can take ever so many circumambulation of the entire universes. So the mind, the Rishi knew, would continue to be the fastest thing, and it's mentioned, Brahman is Manaso Javiyo. It is faster than the mind. And that is explained in the second line. Nainat deva apnuvan purvamashad. Na enat deva apnuvan purvamashad. Here deva means the senses. The word meaning deva is that which shines, that which illumines other things. That is deva. Here the reference is to the senses. We see things, we hear things. Our sense organs reveal things to us. They make objects shine before our understanding. Eyes make things shine through its power of vision. The ears make us hear things, and thus things are made to reveal itself. Things are made to reveal themselves before us. The sense organs are the devas. Here it is mentioned that the sense organs can never catch up with the Atma, which is already at a destination.